Welcome to Tactical Tuesday, a weekly series that's not about awesome gameplay, but instead it's about gameplay that we can learn from. So off the start here, I thought that maybe they would come running under construction here, and I just sort of prepared for that, either for them to go on the top floor or the bottom floor and set up the engagement so that it was on my terms, but they didn't come that way. I sort of ran out of patience, and I wait just like this. Now, hold on a second. Let's take a look at the mini-map for a second. 2 years ago, I probably would have waited in that tunnel a little bit longer than I did right now. But there are a couple things that drive my decision making. One, I'm on YouTube, and people don't like to see you wait in one spot for very long. They call you camper and whatever. It used to be that camping meant waiting in a corner for someone to walk by. Now camping seems to be anytime you're not sprinting, and that's not the accurate definition. But whatever, you got to keep moving if you want to post gameplay. The other thing is, look at the map above me. There is a guy watching anyone who wants to head toward this tunnel. And as I got on YouTube and started to play with better players, it's like my fellow commentators and such, I realized that if I didn't push forward, I'll never see the traffic that I'm looking for. And because this guy has this, like, what I'll call center tunnel here covered, I need to push up and start looking somewhere else because no one's going to get to me as long as he's sitting there camping the cutoff, I'll call it. So taking a page out of Incredible Orb's book here, I'm going to come out of here and watch my corners here. As I play this game, I play it fairly carefully. And mind you, it's not some incredibly great game, right? There's supposed to be mistakes in here that we can learn from too. But I can hear them on my headset right here, and I know that they're going to be coming my way. And even though he's doing his best to make himself a small target, I was so prepared for him. And that nade was just a nade on some tags, right? I thought that maybe somebody would be picking up the tags. And in TDM, I find that nades aren't that valuable. So, I just fire them. So the next thing I want to point out, and it's not a great thing, is a little bit of embarrassing aim coming up here. What happened is I broke my hand. And because of that, it's not that I can't play at all. It's that I can't play for very long periods, or it starts to hurt really fast. And without the same time in game that I would once get, my aim goes south. I find that when I play this game all the time, if I'm playing 6 or 7 days a week, I'm actually doing pretty well at it. I can carry a team. If I start playing less than that, or a lot less than that, then my skills degrade a bit. So you're going to see some sloppy aim. Whatever, it happens. All over the place. It wasn't too bad, I guess. But my aim is stronger. Sometimes I can really zap on target like, those gods of COD. But right now I'm finding I'm not zapping on target the same way. But instead what I can do is set up all these engagements so that they're on my own terms. And as you watch the other guys, they're kind of doing the same thing. Watch this kill coming up here. This guy does a pretty good job of controlling the engagement. But fortunately, I did too, right? But the guy who's moving has an advantage in this game, right? If you were the guy that forces him to react as opposed to the guy that's reacting, then you get the jump on him. Like, I got scared by a piece of paper right there. And that's to your advantage. If you're camping in a corner and you catch me unaware, that's one thing. But if I know you're camping in a corner, you'll probably lose almost every time. It's not that hard to walk around the corner while spraying or do that flying Superman prone jump thing, and the dolphin dive, you could call it. If you do that, then you're going to win gunfights a lot for people that are basing their game on reacting to you. Now, I wanted to point something out. Let's go back. All right, bit of a teaching moment coming up here, in both the good and the bad way. So, do you see that guy on the mini-map sort of pointing at those dog tags to my right? He's on top of that pipe, and he's watching the cutoff from my side. And then there's another guy pointing to his dog tags in the very top left corner of the map. All right, that tells me that people aren't going to be getting to me. This is a safe time to call in my Predator missile because, with all those guys alive there, no one's going to be coming to me. They'll be dead. Either my guy will pop off the map or the bad guy's going to get killed, and I'll be safe to call in my Predator missile. So let's do this. Predator missile, call this guy in, and get a kill. Nice. Now this is where I make my mistake. I've called in my Predator missile, I'm all psyched. All I need to do is drop this airstrike and I'll have a free helicopter, right? Now, I can easily get a kill with an airstrike, it's no big deal. But what I didn't do is I didn't stop and look at the mini-map one more time. And that guy on the right who was sitting on the pipe protecting me has changed from a little helpful triangle to a pair of dog tags. I should have known that he was dead and that flank wasn't covered. I should have known that this is not, you can't call in this kill streak. You can call in a UAV maybe. You can call in a helicopter maybe. But you sure can't call in an airstrike because you're going to die while you're trying it. And here we go. And as I try to call this guy in, I'm defenseless and I get shot and he gets my tag and the kill's denied and the whole thing works out poorly. So yeah, mini-map awareness is a huge part of success in this game. And, you know, what am I going to say? I got all excited, you know. I was right on the edge of the chopper and it didn't last like I hoped it would. I know there's a guy in there, but my teammate seems hell-bent on getting him, so I just look in some other direction. I figure I'll wait for guys to come through this tunnel, but this guy, man, you just can't approach the tunnel from that side when he's playing like that. I thought, oh, I'm going to drop an airstrike right on him, but I dropped it on the wrong side of the tunnel opening, and I didn't get the kill at all. So, you know, whatever, this is Tac Tuesday. It's not about talking about how awesome I am. It's about learning from my mistakes. And, yeah, you know, maybe if I had taken an extra second, I would have gotten that payback that I really wanted because I don't like that guy's play style. But what are you going to do? Here, I'm going to catch a guy. He's caught sprinting. I think he might have been running from my teammate, and I just got the table scraps, which, you know, that's important in TDM, but it's really important in free-for-all. Man, if you can set yourself up in free-for-all in such a way that you're getting people right after they got a gunfight while they're reloading or they're already a bullet down, then you're in good shape. By the way, I could hear this guy coming. I knew he was going to be right there, and I had a little bit of an aim problem, so I switch over, hose him down, and spray and pray for the win, baby. That's that's all I did. Now, here's something I'm doing right. I'm waiting to heal. So many times in this game, I have rushed forward one bullet from death thinking that whoever I face next won't even get a shot on me, and then of course they do, right? Most of the gunfights that I win, I don't win so convincingly that they don't get a single bullet on me. I mean, everybody gets shot. So yeah, it's a good idea to wait and make things go a little bit better. Now this next sequence coming up is one of the better things that I do in this game. Longtime viewers have heard me say control the engagement a million times. Look at me half behind this barrel shooting this guy in the back. There's no way I'm losing that gunfight. Let's keep watching. So I'm sitting here waiting for them to come, sort of checking my back because there aren't a lot of blue triangles behind me, but there's a tag there. So I have this notion that the guy's going to be running right at it. I take him down. Watch this next gunfight. I'm not going to lose this. What does he have, a pixel to shoot at? There's no chance. Even though he's doing a decent job of using the hill there, I'm using the barrels. And then right there, I use the barrels again. Only got an assist on it, but whatever. If you can set it up so that, you know, as you navigate the map, there's something in between them and you so that that thing I'm talking about is closer to you than them, then they have the small target to shoot at and you have the big target to shoot at. That's the objective. You want to do that again and again and again and make sure that, you know, you're just hard to kill, right? You should be the hardest guy to kill in this game just by making yourself a small target. That's 90% of COD, you know, and the way that you do that is you know the traffic patterns, you navigate the map properly, etc. All right, next gunfight, again, something to learn from. So here it comes. I barely see this guy, but because I don't have flinch on, I find myself not winning this gunfight. He gets some shots on me, more bullets missed than I want to, and all I have left is my secondary. That was not the gunfight that you want to get into with this weapon, so I just leave. I go leave, and now I'm going to play like I have a shotgun. I'm going to go to these areas where I'm more likely to get close quarter combat fights and do my best from there. And that's a big deal too. Oh, I get all anxious here because everyone's trying to shoot down my my helicopter, and I just sort of sacrifice myself trying to get them down. But yeah, so you got to make sure, you know, if you have an ACR, then you want to set up these sort of longer engagements, kind of like you would with a sniper rifle. If you have, you know, a shotgun, then you want to avoid those. And that's what I had in mind right there. So I have a silencer here, which means that I kind of abuse it to some extent. People don't know where I am in the same way that they would if I didn't have a silencer on my gun. And, you know, I do my thing. So, by the way, did you see how I was denied a kill? That means that there's a guy up in the construction area above me, and I'm just waiting on him, and I lost the gunfight. But, you know, those tags can be like little UAVs. You know, when you see them pop off the screen, then you know that there's a guy there. When you see a tag there, it's possible that somebody just ran right past it, but, you know, it's really probable that if there's a tag there, it means that that area is clear, that there's no bad guy on it at the moment. So, yeah, I've pointed that out before, but that's a super tip. So, I've heard the argument made that Call of Duty doesn't take any skill to do well, and I don't agree. I think what they're trying to say is that because in Call of Duty, you can have some success just by spraying from the hip, that you can have success, without really, really great skill on the stick, that it doesn't take any skill to do this game. And the thing is, if the game's even for everyone, and it mostly is, I know lag comp, whatever, but if the game's even for everybody, then it just takes a different skill set to do well compared to those other guys. And in Call of Duty, that skill set is usually using your head. It's navigating the map in such a way that you've got something in between you and the other guy. It's knowing the traffic patterns. It's knowing your weapon and using that weapon to your advantage. If you've got a sniper, you play this way. If you have a shotgun, you play that way. SMG, assault rifle, etc. Setting up this whole game so that things happen on your terms, so that you can control the engagement. And by the way, I knew I was going to die. I was just trying to get tags. So that you can control the engagement. Panic spawn, that's how you do well in Call of Duty. That's, it's a different kind of skill. Even if your success is not entirely dependent on zapping on target, getting 4 body shots and a headshot like it is in Halo, or rocking that sniper rifle to get the one-shot kills like Halo, for example, sniper rifle being a power weapon. Even if that's not the entire reason that you do well or do poorly in a game, then running from a pred, it's still a skill. It's just a different skill. It involves intellect as much as it does, the physical side of gaming. So coming up here is me checking my corners. I didn't know this guy was here. I'm just preparing for a gunfight because it's a high traffic area of the map and there's no blue triangles in front of me. There could be a guy here. And sure enough, I catch a camper. Especially in objective type game modes, I have a tendency to rush forward because I'm not playing for kills, I'm playing for wins, and there's no respawn. What does a death really matter? But and there it is, there's the win. But in a TDM-like game mode, whether it be kill confirmed or TDM or whatever, it's important to stay alive. It's especially important. That's how you lose, by dying. And check your corners before you go around. Take your time. It's a slower paced game than Domination or Sabotage or Demo or whatever. And keep that in mind. If you just sprint around corners constantly, guys like that will eat your lunch. So I hope you enjoyed Tech Tuesday, and have a good day. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to click like. I always appreciate it when you do that. If you're new around here, the top blue box where it says subscribe, click on that and you'll catch my future videos. Here's 2 that you may have missed, and have a good day.